Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghosts channel here on YouTube. As always, your host with the most, Ghost. And today we have the 2008 pay-per-view collection. Overall, I'd say a pretty good year from WWE. We got about, I think, 13 or 14 releases here. Let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 pay-per-views from 2014, or 14 from 2008. So this is going to be the last pay-per-view collection yearly that I needed to do. Other than that, I might do a few updated reviews, like from 99 and 2000 and a couple of those earlier years. So let's get right into this with the Royal Rumble 2008. So the 2008 Royal Rumble would return to Madison Square Garden. And this is actually a pretty fun event. You know, it may not be at the top of everyone's list, but I really enjoyed this Rumble. You got an insane cover on the subway. You got guys like Batista, Orton, Umaga, the Hardy Boys, Taker, and then a few inserted screenshots of Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and a returning John Cena. Most of these pay-per-views come with inserts. 2008 Rumble did not. Again, we got disc art fairly similar to the cover. Two really good title matches here with Orton and Edge, or Edge and Mysterio, sorry, and then Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. So Orton was still the new WWE champion, which I loved his run here as champ, and Jeff Hardy was the IC champion. Then we seen Ric Flair in a career-threatening match versus MVP. And John Cena winning the 2008 Royal Rumble. This would be his first of two Rumble wins. Next up here, we got No Way Out 2008. I love some of these covers in 2008, the more poster-like covers. And we got the wraparound spine. Very cool artwork. So John Cena would actually cash in his Rumble victory at this pay-per-view, but would still be inserted into the title match at WrestleMania anyway, so made no difference. And pretty fun chamber matches here, so get a nice look at the insert. So they brought back the inserts after no inserts in 2007, and then after 2008 there would be no more inserts for a long time. Yeah, even as recent as, this year, we still have no inserts with pay-per-views. But, most of the 3-disc sets, they had the interior inserts, or match listing anyway. So, they had this funky thing with the chance to win the 2008 collection. Not sure if anyone won or not, but cool idea. So we got Chavo and CM Punk. The SmackDown Chamber is actually really fun, so check that one out if you can. We had another career-threatening match with Kennedy. So that's actually really cool that MVP and Mr. Kennedy got a couple of Flair's last matches. Edge and Mysterio, once again, thought they had fantastic matches. John Cena and Randy Orton, we know the go about with those two. And then Triple H would win the Raw Chamber. So a lot of interesting stuff, and yeah, a lot of these DVDs here had the funky locks on them. Never a fan of those. WrestleMania 24, one of my all-time favorites. Probably top 5 for me. And it's important to note that the Big Four of 2008 came with the tins. So beautiful artwork here with Flair. Love that stage. Just massive there in the Citrus Bowl. So I have reviewed this on its own, so don't need to spend too much time on here, but I thought this was a very good WrestleMania. We had a Belfast Brawl, CM Punk winning his first Money in the Bank, Batista and Umaga, which was a somewhat decent match. Kane winning the ECW title. Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels tearing it up. Again, another beautiful shot of the stadium. And then a triple threat for the WWE title. Orton retaining, which actually shocked me. Big Show and Mayweather, I thought was very well done. I'm not big on celebrity involvement, especially with matches, but when you got an athlete like Mayweather, I think it turned out well. Edge and The Undertaker in the main event was just epic. And, you know, Edge has told stories of how nervous he was going into that. Now we get into Backlash 2008. Look at that mug on Taker. Again, another awesome wraparound spine. So we would now have a fatal four-way for the WWE title. I think this is a little bit of a forgotten pay-per-view here, Backlash of 08. But we did have Shawn Michaels and Batista, which really started the Jericho-Shawn Michaels feud. Undertaker and Edge once again, and then Triple H would regain the title here at Backlash. So they kind of did the same thing in 09, just with Triple H retaining at WrestleMania and then dropping the title at Backlash. Judgment Day 2008, I believe, we would have one more Judgment Day in 09, and that's it. But pretty cool cover there. You know, a little DO 888, Dangerous Offender, Triple H. H is the 8th letter of the alphabet, so Dangerous Offender, Triple H. Cool little touch there. This is not the best pay-per-view overall. We had a somewhat decent cage match between Triple H and Orton. Taker and Edge in their third back-to-back pay-per-view. You know, fans complain these days about guys having a million matches together. Taker and Edge had a fantastic feud here. So, Taker would win the title by using the Hell's Gate or whatever it was called, but would later be reversed. Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. We got Miz and Morrison versus Kane and Punk. Mickie James versus Beth Phoenix versus Melina. So, decent pay-per-view. I think Backlash and Judgment Day get somewhat forgotten because this is where they really started bringing out the gimmick pay-per-views. We got One Night Stand 2008. Fantastic cover. Love the little barbed wire touch. We got Jeff Hardy versus Umaga. We got a Singapore Cane match. Looks like a fatal 5-way. John Cena and JBL in a First Blood. We got a women's I Quit match. Stretcher match. Shawn Michaels and Batista. Last Man Standing for the WWE title. I wasn't a fan of their match here just because they just had one at No Mercy in 2007. So I think Triple H and Orton were, they were together a lot during this era. And then TLC match for the vacant world title. Very good match between Taker and Edge. And Edge would win, and Taker would be he would be banned from WWE for some time. Night of Champions 2008. Again, somewhat of a forgotten pay-per-view, but I always like these artworks here with seeing all the different titles here. Got Triple H and John Cena now. Batista versus Edge. I felt like Batista and Edge, their work is very underrated together, so check out that match between Batista and Edge. We got Hardcore Holly and Cody Rhodes versus Ted DiBiase Jr. and a mystery partner, which ended up being Cody Rhodes. We got Matt Hardy as U.S. champ. Miz and Morrison as WWE tag champs. It was always fun. So, not much to the insert here, but, it's nice to see them. This was also after the 2008 draft. Or was it prior? I think it was right after the draft, like the week before, which left Monday Night Raw without a world champion. until the next night where CM Punk cashed in on Edge and became the World Heavyweight Champion for the first time. Very cool. I thought they pulled the trigger on Punk fairly quickly. Great American Bash 2008. Now Edge is on SmackDown. He's challenging Triple H. Or Edge was on SmackDown. Triple H got drafted to SmackDown. And that's how Raw was left without a champion. So CM Punk cashed in on Edge and brought the SmackDown title back to Raw. Very confusing. You know, when they do a draft in the middle of the year, it confuses everyone, especially when you're doing pay-per-views like this. So we got Hawkins and Ryder, Jesse and Festus. The tag team division was in dire straits here. Got Matt Hardy versus Shelton Benjamin here for the U.S. title. Shawn Michaels and Jericho. Michelle McCool versus Layla for the Divas title. This might be the first Divas title match. Then we got a New York City parking lot brawl. Triple H and Edge. Batista and Punk. Somewhat of an underrated event. SummerSlam 2008. I always like this pay-per-view. You know, this is more known for the Hell in a Cell match between Edge and The Undertaker. Yeah, and I think Edge returned, Taker returned somewhere after the Great American Bash, challenging Edge. And it would be a Hell in a Cell. We had John Cena versus Batista for the first time, and Batista broke Cena's neck in half. Triple H versus the Great Khali, not the best thing ever. CM Punk versus JBL, not the best ever. Shawn Michaels' announcement, which I think was going to be his retirement, which Jericho ended up knocking out his wife, and we would go to Unforgiven. The final Unforgiven pay-per-view was in 2008, and they did these weird scramble matches, if you guys remember those. They did one for the ECW, WWE, and World titles. We also had a awesome unsanctioned match between Shawn Michaels and Jericho. And later on in the night, Orton is going to punt CM Punk in his head, leaving CM Punk unable to compete. And Jericho would be the mystery fifth man in the match. With minutes left, he would win the World Heavyweight Championship. I thought that was fantastic. You know, very well done. This cover, not so well done. But it is cool to see the Unforgiven the final time. No Mercy 2008, another cool Jeff Hardy cover. You know, very brownish color here, cool. But a cool cover insert. You know, the ECW title, I'm not the biggest fan of it here, especially the Platinum version. But, you know, I thought Matt Hardy, Christian, Mark Henry, those guys were definitely deserving of world title runs in this era. It's unfortunate, you know, they were stuck to the third brand. We got Taker and Big Show. Triple H and Jeff Hardy was really well done. Ladder match for the world title, Jericho and Shawn Michaels. Epic match. You know, I know everyone loves that. Cyber Sunday 2008, the final Cyber Sunday. So this was like the last strand of a few events here. You know, with Unforgiven, No Mercy, and Cyber Sunday. CM Punk, the straight edge superstar. And it kind of sucks the way CM Punk got shafted out of the WWE title. So I'm a big fan of these pay-per-views, you know, with the fans getting to choose the stipulations or the opponents or whatnot. But is this the best event ever? Probably not, but it makes for a fun show, I think. You got Triple H, I believe, versus Kozlov and Jeff Hardy in a triple threat. Batista versus Jericho with Austin as the referee. I believe it was Matt Hardy versus Mark Henry, don't quote me. Kane versus Rey Mysterio in a decent match. And then, the fun thing here is you got Honky Tonk Man, Piper, and Goldust arguing over who is the greatest Intercontinental Champion. it's a fun show to check out. Survivor Series 2008, spoiler cover, Cena. I did want to bust this tin out for a quick second, just to kind of point out that they did use the old logo on the tin, but then they used the new logo on the DVD. So I always thought that was weird. But Cena would challenge Jericho, becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. And they stopped the inserts at the Survivor Series. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe mine just didn't come with one, but pretty sure this was the first pay-per-view with no insert going forward. So we had a triple threat match here. Edge, Kozlov, and Triple H, which was not the best. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be Jeff Hardy initially, and then Edge kind of replaced him. You know, Jeff Hardy got attacked. Casket match with Taker and Big Show. You know, say what you will about John Cena and the Jericho match. It was still good. And this pay-per-view, I believe, was in Boston. And we still had a couple of pretty cool traditional matches. We also got a Taker Jeff Hardy match on SmackDown, which was really cool. And then finally, the best pay-per-view of 2008, Armageddon 2008. You know, pretty fun cover here. So, I believe Jericho would win the title back some point or another, and then he would be the champ going into WrestleMania. So John Cena got a couple world title runs in between here, or one anyway. Batista versus Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio versus Punk, Finlay versus Henry, and a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. Yeah, it's kind of weird because here they had a triple threat match. Yeah, Edge becomes a WWE champ, and then at Armageddon, kind of another triple threat, Triple H, Edge, and Hardy, and Jeff Hardy winning the WWE champion. It's hard to believe this was 12 years ago. Jeff Hardy won the WWE championship. So there we have the 2008 pay-per-view collection. Let me know your thoughts, some of your favorite pay-per-views and moments from 2008. As always, we'll talk to you later. Peace.